Testing sounds. Hey guys, what's up? It's Artilexi here with another video for you today, and as you can see, today we are playing Legends of Runeterra. Now, before I actually go in and play a game, I want to go ahead and kind of discuss what Legends of Runeterra is, for those who do not know. I do plan on making this a series because I freaking love this game. But basically, in this video, I want to cover the basis of Legends of Runeterra and kind of, you know, like I said a while ago, give new players more insight on what the game actually is. Because not everybody knows how to play Legends of Runeterra. I know that I was like super confused when I first started, so this video is to try and help, and I'm going to try and make it as short as I can. The goal is at least 11 minutes, no more than 12, 13, because I feel like that would be too long, and like that's extra. No. Alright, so what is Legends of Runeterra? Well, Legends of Runeterra is a digital card game where players can utilize skill in order to outplay their opponents. Every move throughout the game matters. In Legends of Runeterra, players are able to combine up to 2 regions and 6 champions within those regions when creating a deck. Gosh, Elise is so like... Oh, I can't even block her because I gotta pour out with 1 power. Over time, players can then get a feel for their favorite strategy and adapt their deck to the playstyle they enjoy. There are also different game modes for players to further experiment with their decks or to get out of their comfort zone and try new decks. Earning cards in Legends of Runeterra is free for players, or there is an option to also buy whatever you want. It is a great game. I love it a little too much. So what is the gameplay like in Legends of Runeterra? Well, the player's goal in Legends of Runeterra is to defeat the enemy nexus. Try and strip their nexus from 20 to 0 health piece by piece each round. In addition, players want to defend their own nexus from enemy strikes. That is a-okay. That works out just fine. Now put your Elise back out, buddy. In Legends of Runeterra, there are cards called champion cards. All champions have game-changing level ups. Now for an example, let's take Lucian. In order to level up Lucian, he has to see 4 allies die or an allied Sentinel of Light die. This is the Sentinel of Light. Her description is: the first time an allied Lucian dies, grant me +1/+1 and a double attack. Now when Lucian levels up, this is what his card will look like. In each round, the first time an ally dies, he will rally. And then here's his rally card. And then another example would be Jinx. If your hand is empty, then she'll level up. And then at the start of the round, you will be able to draw 1. And the first time you empty your hand, you create a Super Mega Death Rocket. Here's the Super Mega Death Rocket, and you deal 4 to the enemy nexus, or 1 to all enemies, which is pretty cool. In order to play this card, you have to discard 1 card, and then you'll be able to deal 3 to anything, and you'll create a Jinx in hand. For a third example, here we have Soraka. With hers, you just have to heal 4 allies. This is her leveled up, and she'll be able to fully heal her and her supported ally. And the first time you heal a damaged ally each round, you draw 1 card. And then here's Soraka's Wish, which is basically like her ult in League of Legends, and you fully healed all damaged allies, and you create another Soraka card in hand. And for the final example of champion cards, we have Hecarim. Now in order to level up Hecarim, you have to attack with 7 ephemeral allies. And then when you level him up, all ephemeral allies will have +3/+0, and on attack, Hecarim will summon 2 attacking spectral riders. And then this is a spell card that like coincides with him, and it is Hecarim's Onslaught of Shadow. You summon 2 spectral riders, which are these things, and you will also create another Hecarim in your deck. Now for landmarks. Landmark cards affect newly drawn cards and all drawn cards, players, and round start and end unit stats. So for an example, we'll look at the Grand Plaza. Whenever an ally is summoned, you will give it +1/+1 and challenger for only that round that they are summoned. Another example would be the Hexcore Foundry, but this is a round start card compared to the whenever you summon. So at every single round start, all players will draw 1, meaning you and the enemy player. And for a final example, we'll look at the Noxcrea Arena, which is a round end landmark. And this one makes your strongest ally and the weakest enemy strike one another. And then here's the art for the Noxcria Arena and the art for the Grand Plaza. I really like this card. I love all of the Demacian art. I think that it's really nice. Like, even the Hex Core Foundry is beautiful. But yeah, oh, and if you guys are wondering, this is a Piltover and Zon one. And then this one's Demacia. And then the Noxcria is Noxus. And there are 11 landmark cards in total. So you have the Star Spring, Hex Core, Monastery of Hirana, the Grand Plaza, Scar Grounds, the Slaughter Docks, Noxcria Arena, Targon's Peak, the University of Piltover, Vaults of Helia, and Howling Abyss. Now for spell cards. Spell cards affect all aspects of the game. They can buff unit stats, obliterate units and landmarks, summon new units, deal direct damage to the enemy nexus, heal the player's nexus, stop other spells, add or subtract mana, and much more. There are 3 categories for spell cards. You have Burst, Fast, and Slow. Burst spells activate immediately and can give no room for the enemy to place a countering spell. For an example, we're going to look at Warning Shot, which deals 1 to the enemy nexus. In Spell Thief, you can pick 1 or 3 enemy spells played during the game and create a copy of that in hand. The other type of spell cards are the fast spell cards. Fast spells can be played at any time during the round, but they give the enemy time to counterplay. So for an example here, we have Blade's Edge, which can deal 1 to anything. For another example, here's Blood for Blood, and you can deal 1 to an allied follower. And if it survives, you create a copy of whatever that follower is in hand. That one's kind of OP. I like that one. Because, like, imagine if you have, like, a 12/12 Nautilus and you deal 1 to him and you create a copy of that. Like, that's OP. Death Lotus. And this one deals 1 to all battling units. So spell cards can not only, like, affect your cards or the enemy cards, but, like, both of them at the same time. So it's kind of cool. Finally, here are the slow spells, which can only be cast before or after combat and leave the enemy room to counter as well. For an example, we have Sleepy Trouble Bubble. You're able to stun an enemy or create a fleeting Paddle Star in hand. And with the Paddle Star spell, you're able to deal 4 to an enemy that attacked this round or is stunned. Ah, that's kind of cool. Okay, so you can stun somebody with the Sleepy Trouble Bubble and then do damage with the Paddle Star. And basically with this card, if 3+ allies have died during the round, then you'll be able to summon a Valma. Up next, I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys about the units. Now, side note, champions are considered units. However, they're like the leaders of each platoon, meaning they are ranked higher and are more difficult to acquire than other units. Besides champion, other categories for unit cards include elite, poros, elnuks, dragons, spiders, sea monsters, celestials, yetis, and then you got your basic followers. Now, many units have special descriptions to help other units, the player, and the nexus. Some units even combine together to form new units or create a spell card for the player to utilize. Here's an example of one, the Clump of Wumps. And when I'm summoned, create a mushroom cloud in hand. And these are the mushroom clouds, and you're able to plant 5 poisonous puff caps on random cards in the enemy deck. Then there are units with no special anything. So like, where did it go? Or well, this one, for example, like the Ruthless Raider, Sparklefly, or Amateur Aeronaut. And basically, they're just here to help you defend your nexus. Now, before I end the video, I want to give you guys another quick tip for when playing units. As you look through the descriptions of some of your cards, you'll notice keywords like toss, spell shield, enlighten, support, daybreak, nightfall, etc. Pay attention to the descriptions. Be sure to hover over the keywords if you ever get confused on what they mean. Now, once again, for the sake of making this video short, I've decided to not go into too much detail describing what the keywords and symbols all mean. However, in future videos, I do plan to elaborate on them a lot more, so don't worry. I got you. We can figure them out together. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully you understand a little bit more about how to play Legends of Runeterra. So good luck, and have fun.